I'm Ashley Jenkins. This is where you get caught up on all the news for the week, and we have a lot to cover, and we've got a bit of Rooster Teeth specific news at the end, so let's get going. This week has seen the announcement of not one, but two huge games. The biggest, whether you're for or against, is Call of Duty Black Ops 3 from Treyarch. The game was teased in a recent Snapchat campaign, and a teaser trailer was released yesterday, dating the official reveal for April 26th. But the teaser left us plenty of hints to chew on, including coordinates for a prison in Zurich, Switzerland, a bridge near the Nile in Cairo, Egypt, and a glimpse at what might be future armor, might be exo, or, and this is just maybe a wild theory, cybernetic augmentation? For those who don't want to wait until the 26th for more, good news! Activision still hasn't learned not to put details in the source code of their website, and that has revealed the game is being made for current-gen consoles with no mention of last-gen. Zombies will return, and we are most definitely looking at a futuristic, dangerous robotics kind of setting for the game. The other game announcement, which also deals with cybernetics because I guess it's just that kind of week, is Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. The game was announced after a, well, kind of a botched alternate reality game taking place via Twitch, which was going great until someone got a hold of Game Informer's exclusive assets and preempted the official announcement. Is there really anything that doesn't leak these days? Guess not. The game will take place after the events of Human Revolution, so the devs are just gonna pick one of the endings as canon and leave the rest. The world has rejected transhumans in response to the events of that game, and Adam Jensen joins forces with a task force to hunt down augmented terrorists, and I'm sure we'll all go through some serious moral crises at the end. This game will be current gen and PC only, but there's no release date for it just yet. The Witcher 3 is also getting something new in the form of two newly announced expansion packs. One will be out in October, well after the game's May release, and the other will be out in 2016. Between them, they'll add at least 30 hours of gameplay and will be available either standalone or in a season pass. This, by the way, doesn't negate the 16 free bits of DLC they have planned for the weeks following the game's launch. There's been some typical internet outrage from fans who thought the devs' stand against DLC meant no paid DLC at any scale, which we break down a bit more in the full update, but overall, hey, it's like getting at least another full game, maybe two. And as if that wasn't enough, it's almost time for GTA 5 on PC. Finally, 574 days after its initial launch on console. But Rockstar is looking to make up for it with a huge number of improvements and features they've detailed this week. It's going to have quality options for textures, shaders, shadows, particles, grass, probably even pubes. You know how they are. You can adjust civilian and traffic density, you get soft shadows, and hardware-specific options, ambient occlusion, tessellation, benchmark testing, motion blur, 4K plus resolution, anti-aliased reflections, which is a thing, triple monitor support, and 3D support. I don't even know what half of that is, but it sounds awesome, and like we all need a new PC stat. The game is available for pre-download now and will unlock on the 14th, so enjoy this last few days before you drop off the edge of the earth for a while. Sometimes the game gods bringeth, and sometimes they taketh away. And one thing we're losing is Sony's OnLive. Sony has purchased all the patents that drive OnLive, a game streaming service not unlike PlayStation Now that launched back in 2010. We're not 100% sure why they bought another streaming service when they have one of their own, but a lot of it probably comes down to the proprietary technology. In other words, Sony wants to conquer the game streaming market. For an hour of game talk, make sure you catch this week's episode of The Patch, where we talk about other augmented reality games that went, well, a little better, books that would make great games, and more. And this week for Game Club, we all played Limbo, so if you played it, check out our discussion dissecting every aspect of the game. Or, if you're an esports buff, this week the leaderboard discusses Valve's changes to CSGO, and Nadeshot is leaving Optic Gaming. Now, on to movie news, but still kinda gamey because in less than a year we've had no less than 3 Five Nights at Freddy's games, and now it's gonna be a movie too, so I hope you really like animatronics. Warner Brothers has picked up the film rights and will be working with Roy Lee, who is behind The Ring and The Grudge for their domestic adaptations, and Seth Grahame-Smith, who worked on Dark Shadows and Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. So with that in mind, we're looking at maybe a horror comedy? I don't know. See folks, this is the kind of magic that can happen when you call someone's innocent work creepy. They go on to become like a multi-million-dollar franchise and make a movie. No date on the movie yet, but we'll see if it goes the way of BioShock and never gets made. But the way Scott Cawthon works, who knows? It could be out next week. The other big movie news comes thanks to Furious 7, which debuted last Friday and broke all kinds of records with $384 million in worldwide ticket sales, making it the 4th highest grossing ever behind Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, and the Avengers. No telling how much of this was the result of buzz following Paul Walker's death, but it was enough to get an 8th movie made set in New York City, and they've got a story ready for 9 too. It's also got Hollywood taking notice because 75% of moviegoers were non-white and 49% are women. In other words, what? You mean like all kinds of people enjoy watching movies? That's crazy. And now onto tech, where YouTube is introducing a paid subscription service that will allow you to ditch the ads on videos and download videos to watch even when you're in the dreaded black hole of mobile reception. A letter was sent to several YouTubers announcing the service, which goes above and beyond the tip jar that already exists, but YouTube isn't quite ready to confirm it publicly yet. Sort of. It's one of those, like, we can't comment, but we do love money kinds of no comments. And another source, like The Verge, already have pricing estimated at $10 a month. So it's not just live streaming YouTube wants to compete with Twitch in, they're also coming for your turbo mode. Okay, that's all the other news for the week, but we also have some really important Rooster Teeth news. After nearly 3 years with Achievement Hunter, Ray is leaving Rooster Teeth. He'll still be involved with X-Ray and Vav, and no doubt he'll pop up from time to time in other productions. We've got more information in our full update, but either way, we wish Ray all the best in his next adventure. His hoodie will be missed around the office. Oh, and Geoff shaved his mustache. So have a great weekend.